segment of the Sunnyside Show on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. You can also join us via the YouTube and Facebook channel, because right now we are streaming live stream right there at Eagles FM Abuja. Go join us. And of course, if you know about cars, or you have a business with cars, or you are a car parts seller, or you're a spare parts seller, you're a tire seller, in short, if you sell even oil, anything at all that deals with car, then you are supposed to, listen to us and bring your business. Let's help you sell on this segment. All right. All right. So today on the Top Gear segment, we will be having a discussion about maintenance. And of course, we won't just talk about maintenance, but we'll also give you some of those tips and some of those small tips that you can practice to make sure that you keep your car in check and in correct shape, of course. And still on the segments, of course, you know that when we talk about maintenance, you know that we are talking about the process of preserving a condition or situation or the state of being preserved. All right. So you should know that maintenance, generally, we're talking about how you can take care of your car, every etiquette that covers car maintenance.
Mainly, it's how best you manage your item or your product. Now, we look at it. Let's start with the definition of maintenance. Now, maintenance is an habit or culture in a way to sustain, preserve, keep, use all the language you could use to ensure that you have a longevity
of whatever it is you're trying to preserve.
Yeah, good. Yeah. So now in automobile industry, there are some basic things that needs to be in check. Now, let's assume you buy a machine. A machine is expected to be greased, or let's use the word regular oil changes if you use this machine often. Okay, for example, now if you say you use your car within Abuja metropolis, now you can actually service your car maybe twice in 3 months, or twice in 4 months, depending on how you use it. Now this same car can actually go on a distance, let's say a particular long kilometer from here to Lagos. Definitely is expected you change the oil of the car. So regular oil change are part of the maintenance to ensure that you keep the engine running properly. Also, let's look at the tire.
Yes.
Now, some people or some individuals still maintain the tire that came with the car from abroad. Haven't purchased the car, they say the tire still they okay.
But it does expire. Do you believe that some persons don't even believe that the expiratory date on the tire is really something to look out for? Because they feel like, sometimes when you see the expiring date, right, you now see that the tire is still in good shape.
It's still looking cool.
You still have that, what do you call that line or whatever?
Well, and primarily knowledge about a particular item is also important. If you don't have knowledge about it, you would always say the way you looks good. It's true, the knowledge that someone brings to you that say, you could adjust this way, do this way, put on a Prada glass and all of that. You will learn to now do it better.
Yes.
So now for the automobile industry, probably we still need to keep educating our road users or educate our buyers. Now for a tire that came in with a foreign used car, to some extent, if the car is not recent, it's expected you change the tire. And I haven't changed the tire. Also, it is expected to run the check through the door side to show, to be certain of the pressure that is expected to be in a particular tire. Now, you cannot put the air pressure that is supposed to be in a trailer in the same car air pressure in the same way as a Jeep and a saloon. So tire pressure is expected to be looked into in part of the maintenance to ensure you drive safe and the tire to be safe, it does not go bust on the road. Now the fluid check on the system of the car, on the dashboard especially, you find out that there are many lights indicators. There's light indicator for water, light indicator for engine check, light indicator for tire, light indicator for all indicators, seats and all
the dashboard,
seat belt and all of that. So it is still part of ensuring that you maintain the car properly. When you see all those check lights, see through to see how you can correct it, especially when it turns to red.
Definitely.
Now, when your engine is overheat, you find out that it brings out red light, showing that there is an overheat running through your radiator and all that. When your handbrake is still up too, there is an indicator. So, maintaining your car properly, you have to be conversant with all those dashboard indicator light in order to keep the car running safe. Also, the battery checks. Sometimes you will find out that because of funds, you go and buy a lesser battery ham because you
That
can-
doesn't fit
that
your
doesn't
car
fit your
engine.
Yeah, but because you don't have enough money, like 100 amps, you buy 75 amps, fix 75 amps for 100 amps capacity car.
Wow.
And at the long run, it will work. But
Definitely.
the battery might not last, or the battery might not carry all the functionality of the car.
Of the
find out
car.
that once a while, the memory of the car will be skipping because it's struggling to fit in the circulation of power within its capacity. Also, the airflow, which is the air filter while you're trying to service your car. It's expected that at a due point when you need to service your car, you need to change your engine oil, fuel filter, and probably if there is need to check your fuel pump too. There are times you buy a car, and in the period of trying to run some distance or bad fuel purchase, the fuel pump is weak. The indicator could be when the car is jacking. The indicator could be anything, but once there is an indication of a fault, kindly stop to run a proper check. And also the spark plug too, you find out that your car is jerking a bit. Now these are still tips and steps to ensure that maintenance of your car is
It's very,
necessary
very
and
paramount,
very
yeah.
important, so that they don't spend penny wise spend or penny foolish, so that you don't spend double on something you
Yeah,
could
when it
avoid
gets when
and
it
all that.
deteriorates, you have to spend double. All right, you can also join the conversation in case you're listening to us this evening and you have more tips to add up to the one that Odidi is talking about, and of course you want to add up to that. Let's hear you on 090-7353-0044 or 090-8766-8888. Let's know what are those extra tips that you have to educate us and the public this evening on how to maintain your car, and what are those simple practices that you think is easy for everyone, to be carried along. All right, so back to you, Mr. Odidi, right?
Yes,
Now, when we talk about maintenance of car, there are a lot of persons that even when they are hearing a particular sound, probably from the wheel,
Brake
they
pad.
just, yes, maybe some stops, other
Brake
sign,
pad.
they will ignore and all of that. What do you think can also be done in that aspect?
Well, not everybody actually have a full knowledge of a car, but it is still expected that for everything you drive, you should have at least the basic knowledge. Now, the basic knowledge means when you hear something awkward, it is expected you do what you stop and check. Now, haven't tried to check and you cannot actually easily see it, it is expected you visit a workshop. Make your complaints known. Please, I hear so sound. Help me check. Now they are the mechanic, they are the repair workshop that is expected to advise you in accordance to what is here. But unfortunately,
They don't do that.
They had more problems to what we
Yes,
have.
but do you remember the evening we had this show here that the guy complained and sent us a voice note from the mechanic workshop
came
and all
with
of
A
that?
problem and
All
left with Z
That is
problem.
the thing. So you cannot 100% blame these people. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about. Now, when you go with this particular problem, you come back with double problem, and the sound you had gone to the mechanic to fix is
Has
still
increased.
there. It has increased or is still there. In such situation, who should you blame?
Well, we blame nobody but to keep encouraging ourselves in the country to be sincere enough or to be open enough to reality.
Yes.
Now, it's not a bad idea for me to come to the station and present what we have. And it would be a bad idea to come to the station and start blabbing what is not real. That is not right. Now, my conscience should tell me that you expect the best of me and best decorum on the stage because we have a lot of viewers
Yeah.
having to watch or listen to it.
Yeah.
Now, it is expected of every mechanic too to know that these clients, either known or unknown, have a reason to walk to their workshop. They are expected to do their due diligence. They are expected to render service excellent. They are expected to be of good integrity. They are expected to be professional in what they are doing. And in doing this, innovation comes in. Now, this innovation that comes in is whereby you can put a gadget plugged into the car and get to know exactly what is wrong
What
with
is
your
wrong
car.
with your car?
So with innovation happening, we can always check. But the question is, how many people can actually afford to buy this gadget, plug onto their phone at all time and check?
Okay.
Little or less people will be able to do that. Now,
Okay.
for those that cannot do that, do we now encourage or advise or suggest to the mechanics and the workshop guys to please, whatever we bring as a problem, kindly just solve it, not add more problems to us?
Okay, so now you're talking about the
Education.
boat persons.
Educating the mechanics to
Okay.
help our ministry not to keep adding more problems. Once they cannot diagnose what is wrong with
They
the
should
car,
just say the truth.
then they should just advise us to go to the next workshop, but it's difficult. So best thing is they should know their job better and make work easy, or
Yeah.
make our maintenance cost
Okay.
a bit easy for us.
All right, so now you're talking about maintenance. I will also like you to talk a little bit more about how to maintain the color of the car, because before now we had something about that, but you know, when you're not an expert, you cannot go in depth into what you don't know about. Because the last time I talked about it here on radio, we talked about how people park their cars
it
and
start
under the
fading
sun,
out.
and it start fading and all of that. So since we are talking about maintenance again today,
Yeah, painting
I would
too is
like
part
you
of
to,
it.
yes,
Now,
I'd like you to throw more light on that
for
one.
our country, you know, our environment is beautiful.
Yes.
The sun is so beautiful and
Quite
so
beautiful.
hot enough. The cold too is so cold, and you know, so now we cannot cheat nature. That's our own country nature,
Okay.
right? And not everybody will still be able to buy a canopy and shield your car underneath a canopy.
Yeah.
And also because of the way we all manage resources in the economy or in the country, you don't expect some communities whereby they all park on their street. They all park on their street, and now you expect them to line up a canopy
Yeah.
whereby all the street tenants will now park. It's not possible. So what do we say to painting of a car? If your car is faded, you know, it's expected you try and, you know, resurface it, like give it a new face. But if you talk about cost, is it free? Is there a dedicated painting workshop room whereby we can all drive in and get our car fixed? If that is available, I bet you some people will be willing to always move their car in without wasting any time. Every month, if it's possible, every 6 months. But we can actually still introduce such ideas. That's a way of empowering some set of people in the country, because as the country grows bigger, we need to think of regasification. Some people desire to paint that don't have the fund. Why not some people just come up with painting up? You target a painting up workshop whereby you can bring in your car, assess it, and they give you a good color. Then you either pay on installment.
Yes.
They find a way of getting the funds out, either through the bank or either through your BVN or something. That is what the developed countries are doing, making life easy for everyone, installment and all of that. So changing your car color is a good deal. It is still to bring out the beautification of your
the
car. So it's lack of funds that will make somebody not paint his
Okay,
car.
so
They'll tell you that they prefer the first body.
Apart from that, safe, right? I think we should also talk about those people who don't even know that parking this car under the sun constantly can also make the color to fade.
Is it their
And-
fault? They are going to their place of work.
Yes.
Is there a parking lot designed for
Yeah,
every
that's
car to
true.
be parked? Our country, they don't do enough provision for
Yes.
that. And even if they do, not every community
Definitely.
would have such. So you cannot shy away from the fact that all ants are not equal. But you can actually still try to make your environment more conducive.
for your car
you could
maintenance.
set up that all cars at secretariats all around the world has a canopy shade.
Yeah.
Or why not just make it easy? Park anywhere you want to park. But the point is, when your car is faded or has gone fade, visit the nearest paint workshop showroom and paint it. If it's a policy, everybody will always go there and paint, and the repair workshop will find a way to get their money out. So we have empowered the government, empowered the people to always ensure that Painting your car is a good
Keeping
deal.
it new, it makes it neat
So
and all of that.
it's a good one.
It's a good one. All right. If you are just joining, this is Top Gear segments of the Sunnyside Show here on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. My name is Holy Ray, and of course, I'm joined by
Odidi
Mr.
Oluwaseun Skywise.
Odidi Oluwaseun right here, and today we are talking about car maintenance. And of course, we don't have much time, so we cannot open the phone lines. But if you can call in between, then it's cool. We'll still pick your call in case you have something to add up to what we're talking about. But since we don't have time, 10 more minutes for us to wrap up this segment, I would like my guest right here to dive straight to those practices that you think is easy, the easiest best practices that we can imbibe to make sure that we keep our car in good shape.
Well, the best practice is servicing your car as at when due.
Okay.
Also, when you observe a sudden sound or noise in your car, kindly visit the nearest workshop for a proper check. Also, run a proper diagnosis before making a purchase of a car to enable you have a prior knowledge and aftermath knowledge over that car so that you can actually use it properly. Not all cars can be fired just like BM, the way like Mercedes, the way like Range Rover.
Yeah.
So ensure you have a prior knowledge of a particular car you are making a purchase and using, so as to ensure you have a longevity of usage. So in summary of it, use your car right, drive it right, and ensure there's the proper care of your car, and you would have a long car usage.
Okay, there you have it from Mr. Odidi Oluwaseun right here. Make sure that you service your car as at when due. When you see or you hear some noise in your car that you don't understand, always make sure that you go to the mechanics and have it checked. In as much as we cannot lay our cars on them 100%, at least we can say that they are trying, even though nobody's perfect. But when you talk about them having a car checked, like having a system,
we cannot all buy it. So visit the workshop. There's mechanic around your street, around your community. Visit them to run a check. Okay,
now when you talk about running a check, are you talking about the electronic running of check?
We have
where
the,
they have to fix that.
Diagnose. Yeah, they have a machine. That's technology has made it possible that you can scan the information of a car. All kinds of electrical checks can be done on those things.
That machine.
Then if you're looking at the hardware you can easily open up the tire section, body section to see the hardware challenges. Just as human being, physically we can see any form of scratch. Then if it's internal, you're expected to do what? A scan. So that's just how it is. If it's internal issues in the car, run a diagnosis. If it's external issues, just like tire, why do you have to run a diagnosis on tire that you just saw that is being punctured by a nail? So for the physical one, they can actually attend to it. But for the internal one that you're not so certain, the technology will help.
If you ask me, I think I'll go for that scanning, whatever technology machine that you talked about now, because definitely that will stop me from going back
to the mechanic.
Yes, excuse me. It will stop me from going back and forth from the mechanic frequently, because
those are the costs everybody's running from. You can purchase all of this, you can get all those things, but it still requires fund. If everybody can buy all this, then there's no point giving those people jobs. So now, to create more employment, you create a proper workshop structure that will be vetted, screen and all of that, and they do their due diligence. Why must you all buy everything in this country? Why not we just try to imbibe some other white activities whereby all those things are either on insurance, all those things are either on walking through, get things done, and you don't have to hone everything.
Yes, before you talk about whether you can get this system through insurance and all of that, why is it that when you go with let me say for instance, you go to the mechanic for one problem, that will scatter the whole of that car leg and keep you for hours and end up not solving the problem and solving another problem? Do you know that in some cases back then, right, I had taken a car to the mechanic where the real issue he said he saw that made me even had to purchase whatever it is, the item he wanted to fix. Do you understand? He fixed it, and the problem that took me to the mechanic was still there.
Well, truly.
So we're not doing it ourselves good anyways.
Truly, it does happen. I am just escaping one. I just had an experience with a car we fixed all through yesterday night, only to want to get to the point of sale today, and we've discovered another pop-up hose. It could be an error, it could be lack of tying up a bolt or something properly, but it's almost letting the cell turn down, right? It's a sad thing to me, but I'm not the mechanic. He was entrusted. He was given all the facility needed to get the job done. But it's almost making me lose money also, or lose integrity in the front of someone. But in summary of it, they are humans too, no doubt. But we need to keep ensuring we run a proper education or checks to them, to let them sit up to their duty, to let them sit up that this thing is expected to be done. Life and death, do your job well, so as to let the next man do his or our own job properly. So let's keep educating, let's keep encouraging them, let's keep speaking about everybody being professional with whatever they do, and ensure that your integrity too is key to delivering good service, excellent service.
All right, people, there you have it. And of course, this is Top Gear on Eagles 102.3 FM. Abuja, Holy Ray, and Odidi Oluwaseun are on this one. And of course, today we are having a conversation about car maintenance, and not just car maintenance, but we are also giving you some tips and practices, best practices on how to maintain your car in your own in your own level. So if you cannot afford the going to the scan, using of the machine, you can also do your own check your own way, meaning that when you hear any sound in your car that is abnormal, just ensure that you take it to the right authorities so that it doesn't stop you on the road for any kind. You can imagine the state of insecurity right now, and you heard one small noise, you did not go to check it out, then it stops you at the middle of the night. Let
me give you a scenario.
In one lonely place.
Now
I go run for my life.
Now you buy a bad fuel.
Yes.
You're driving through a long distance, let's use from town to places like Kobo and all that, and you find out your car jacking on the road. What will you do? Is there a mechanic around 10 p.m.? Is there a mechanic around 9 p.m.? Or let's say 11 p.m. 10 is still fair. 11. What will you do? Practical, give me an example.
Anyways, I understand, but today we're going to take a longer time, a little bit, meaning that we're going to go on a break, and when we come back, I will want us to talk about the lack of maintenance. Yes, let's talk about the lack of maintenance. What happens when you don't attend to the maintenance of this car? What happens when you hear the sounds on the leg and you ignore until it deteriorates? What happens when you don't attend to it the right time when it's supposed to be? That is what we'll be talking about. So let me go on a quick break, and when I come back, we will keep up the conversation. Don't go nowhere. This is Top Gear.
Competitions? They don't exist. With Eagles, you soar.
Any money where I get, I dey flex, I dey ball, the best.
My dream is my dream is shopping with you in Montego.
Eagles 102.3 FM, your radio experience you can count on.
Thinking about a show with an extra little spice? Crack your ribs and banter till you tire.
I can tell you got big energy.
The Midday Extra is a mix of fun, entertainment, and sick jokes to keep you jiggy all day.
They'll do eye makeup, they'll even wear Fanta.
Join Masa every weekday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM for the Midday Extra Show. Peace out.
No AC? No problem. We're cooling you down with the freshest hits. Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Do you want to know about cars? Everything about cars, from purchase to maintenance and even road use. Don't go too far. Listen to Top Gear on Eagles 102.3 FM every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Top Gear, let's give you a spin.
Welcome back and thank you so much. If you are just joining, this is Top Gear of the Sunnyside Show here on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. My name is Holy Ray, and today on the Top Gear segment, I am joined by Mr. Odidi Oluwaseun from the Skywise Group, of course, and he is the Chief
Operating officer.
Yeah, Chief Operating Officer of the Skywise Group. All right, so and today on the Top Gear, if you are just joining, then it means you have missed a lot. We have been having a discussion about car maintenance and, of course, best practices on how to maintain your car in your level. If you have the means of going to an elaborate mechanic workshop where they have all those mechanic machines where they do the scans, it's okay. If you don't have to afford to that level, you can also do any maintenance on your own level. Like they used to say, all fingers are not equal. So
You could try and make it equal. Well, that's on the other side.
yeah, so you keep to the one that you can afford. All right, and we have been talking a lot about car maintenance. He talked about, Mr. Didi here talked about you not ignoring any sound, any noise, any red light or maintenance lights you see on your dashboard, as it is very, very important that you have that checked out. You might not know what exactly is showing you the light, but I noticed that in Nigeria, one of the lights that we don't want to overlook is the fuel. Is the fuel. Once we see that fuel, Mr. Didi, you don't show red or more a gas by fuel.
Who would like to be held ransom in the middle of the road?
You understand? But if
no
it's
fuel?
every other one, okay, this one is showing yellow, I can take care of that later. What is this? Brake light, I just change brake pad now. But you know that sometimes even when you just change brake pad, that light will still be there until they use that machine to wipe it. Yes, it happens to me several
even the
times.
servicing of the car too. Sometimes you still have all those checks there.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, how best do you take care of this machine? Those are the key words. It's not just seeing the light. Sometimes electrical issues can pop up light. So it's not just seeing the light. It's how best do you, and what about driving? You're talking about like what about someone driving rough
Yeah.
or wrong or engine port or will mess up? That's still part of maintenance. Maintenance is not just about the car. It's about the handler. Who is handling your car, or how are you handling your cars? It's still part of the maintenance. Who do you give your car to? How is he or they managing the car? You send your car for a car wash, and the next thing they keep slamming your door. In the process of saying they're closing the
Yes.
door to wash it properly, or they closed the bonnet and not and forget to or sprayed water in the engine. They've created a damage on your car. It is still
Definitely.
lack of maintenance from their own circle of duty or line of duty towards your car. So it's a round ball. It's a round ball that everybody has to play their role to maintaining of a car, either the user or the seller or the maintenance. So everybody is tied up to maintaining a proper usage of a particular.
All right, so before we went on the break, I said when we get back, we will be concentrating on the lack of maintenance.
Yeah.
What happens when you don't attend to those signs, those repair, those maintenance as such when due? What are some of those things?
Well, one of the things you face is you spend more.
Okay.
When your brake pad is giving you a sign and you can change it at the right time, you fail to change it, you find out that it will end up affecting the brake disc.
Okay.
You've created more problem than solving a problem. Now, another one is the engine check. You find out that your engine oil, there's some cars that has an engine oil indicator. It's already low. You said, let me manage it for 1 more week and all that. You could end up knocking down your engine. You've created more problems to buy more engine.
Okay.
Another part could be radiator issues, water radiator indicator showing that you need to top up water now. So lack of proper checks on your car will lead to more funding on repair. Again, lack of maintenance would devalue the car. Just as I was saying about driving,
Yeah.
someone just drive your car, pothole, water, messes it up often, and you end up wanting to sell the car. Nobody will appreciate such car because in driving it you find too many faults. in the car and it devalues the car and you're losing money. So resources being lost is the high point of lack of maintenance to a car. It will not be appreciated, it will not be valued
Yes,
the
yes.
way it's supposed to be. And again, it's service. The service the car will render if it's brand new is different from the service it will render on a commercial level. Imagine you and going on a taxi and you're being picked up with a brand new car. How excited would you feel?
Oh my God, it's
You
gonna
will-
be zoom
You
zoom.
will pay extra for that service
Definitely,
because it's a top notch. But
definitely.
imagine our Abuja cab driver pick you up from Transcom. How will you feel coming out of Transcom? Come to talk of how will you feel having to be in such car, having dressed so beautiful. It doesn't mean the car is not good, but the level at which you maintain
Maintains
it
the car.
differentiates you from the type of car you come into and the car
You're
riding
leaving.
in.
I get you. Okay, I think we're having a call here. Let me see who's here. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us on the show. What is your name?
My name is Princeton.
Prince?
Yes, Princeton. I'm
Okay,
calling from
Princeton.
Babala Area Council.
All right, Princeton, thank you so much for joining us on this show. Let's hear you.
Yes, I would like to contribute to what just of
All right, go on.
Yes, in the studio. This is very wonderful program.
Thank you.
What I've noticed in Nigeria is that we don't have a good maintenance culture. It has to do with cars. It has to do with vehicles, and there is this mindset that is very common among people.
Okay.
Just to rehearse on stage. What I mean rehearsing on stage, you don't do things until things get bad. Just like you're talking about indicators, those lights coming up and the rest.
Yes.
Sometimes I'll tell you the truth, I don't even feel for some people when I see their cars on the road and then I start breaking down on the road. Yes, because sometimes you see most of them deliberately managing these vehicles. And like the guest spoke, he said there's a very huge difference between a brand new vehicle and a Tokumbo vehicle. You understand? A brand new vehicle will serve you at least for, let me say, 3 to 4 years without you spending much on it, but you still have to carry out your routine maintenance. When we talk about the Tokumbo vehicles, both serve each other, and it has to do with the Nigerian used vehicles. Obviously, you want serving the car. But one thing is this: your car tells who you are. Your car tells who you are. So, one is vehicle that should let you understand the kind of person handling that vehicle. For instance, you hear somebody hearing a cranking sound while starting the vehicle, and they just say, don't worry, that is how it does. Tell me, what do you expect from such a person when the vehicle breaks down? You expect me to pity the person? No, because before a vehicle breaks down, it definitely gives a sign.
Definitely.
Before anything happens to any vehicle, and I don't believe that there are problematic vehicles, just like some people used to say, that don't go for this brand or don't go for this.
Yes, that's true. I hear that a lot too.
Yes, because most people are of the opinion that some cars are troublesome. Sometimes even the mechanics influence such
Idea.
emotions.
Idea, yes.
Yes, because they want you to get vehicles that they can easily fit. A very good example is like the V6 and the straight 4-cylinder vehicles. The V6 sometimes are slightly more technical to handle in terms of using as in stripling and assembling.
Yeah.
So for that, they would discourage you from using the 6-cylinder engine. But in the real sense, a white man will never design a vehicle to fail you or to disappoint you. It all depends on maintenance. It all depends on
I
how
get you.
you use our vehicles and who you trust, who you entrust your vehicle with. So at the end of the day, in summary, what I just want to say is I appreciate this program and I want it to be a medium through which sensitize people in order to let them know that what treatment you give to your car what investment you put in it is what it gives back to you in return. So if you don't take care of your car, definitely you're devaluing that vehicle.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pristine. Of course, this show comes to you every Tuesday by 4 p.m. I'm sure you heard everything he
Yes,
said.
I
You
do.
have something to add up to that.
He highlighted the importance of the check, just as you said, and also he said something so catchy. He said, "What you drive tells who
You are.
you are." So you can't dress this beautiful. We know condition at times can warrant you have to quickly take a long bus or something. But taking a long bus is not a crime, though. But
Yeah.
the truth is that if you have a car, it's expected to maintain it well. You can't be this and dress otherwise. So what you drive tells who you are.
Definitely. And then I like the fact that he really, evaluates that. He sounds like he is into that automobile aspect. I don't know if he just,
No, it might not
he
be.
just said
it
that
might
out of
not be
experience,
into
maybe.
automobile, but the point
But-
is, with the experience, I'm sure he drives car.
Yes, so
That's
he knows
primary
what
thing.
goes
So
around.
he might have witnessed or experienced some of this itches. So it's easy to express yourself when you pass
No,
through something.
he made mention of something I would like us to also talk about. How people sometimes just sow this seed, negative seed in our mindset, making us to like a particular brand, making us to hate a particular brand. And sometimes it could be because, there are some automobile engineers that are specified in
With a
some
particular
aspects,
car,
yes.
yeah.
So they'll tell you, okay, in my workshop, this is what we do, this is not what we do. Do you think that could also be the reason why sometimes they tend to
Condemn
yeah,
cars?
condemn other people cars, like condemn other brands?
Well, we are in a funny country sometimes. You can't predict the next
I don't
move.
follow you there for funny country.
No. The truth is that sometimes you can't predict some moves
Yeah,
that come.
that's
So
true.
individual opinions are stated. It's just for you to make your own choice. Everybody has their own individuality. Now, for the categories of cars or type of car, would always
Yeah.
come in. But we just have to narrow our head down to say that all cars or all brands are good. It is just expected of you to learn or know that particular brand and see
And
through
how to
use
maintain it.
and maintain it. So once you have an idea on how to use it, then there won't be any crisis or any problem. Okay, it's just like someone that is sick.
Yeah.
They tell you, don't drink too much water, don't drink cold water, don't drink. And such person will take precautions. When you do otherwise, such person faces the consequence. So same way with car. They'll tell you, the shocks are always bad, or the legs are. So why not Kukuma drive it well, so that you don't have to go through the hurdle? So once you do that, it keeps you on a check to maintain your car properly. For those that cannot now follow that procedure, they'll be the one to complain. That leg, I felt this, I felt that, because you broke the maintenance
But
contract.
do you know that those same cars that they are saying, I cannot use it, it is this, is that, there are some persons who are loyal brand users of that
True,
particular
true,
car.
true.
You give them another brand,
They
they'll
say
tell you,
no.
well, now this car, even though this one, I need to drive any other car for
They
this life.
enjoy
So
it.
I agree with you 50% when you said it depends on your choice, individual choice and differences. So I will agree with you on that one. But before we came on air, you were joking around and you were like, well, I should have brought that money and then I have a car. And then you mentioned a particular car and I said, no, I can never drive that. That is because of the same thing
had
we
an
are talking
experience
about.
and
Yes.
all.
Somebody will tell you, no, that car, the leg, I cannot even carry you from here to Makodi. But that is the same car somebody is using from Abuja to Lagos
And enjoy.
almost every week.
So your choice. You have to be able to clear your mindset and tell yourself, I want to drive this particular car and I will use it well.
So definitely it's just the maintenance
If
culture.
you don't have the money, say you don't have the money. So you're running for a low budget car.
Kind of.
So
No, really.
buy the category of the one you can maintain.
So that you don't come and go for push me, I push
Or you
you.
run an installment and pay me or pay Skyward, then we can actually
No,
get
you
bigger car.
I will not run locals and go for push me, I push you.
So buy a better car from Skyward.
And then see, the thing is that I agree with you on this low maintenance culture. Nigeria, see, we have A1. Some persons do, not everybody, but there are some persons that, and they use this car to make money.
True.
This car is bringing money, Have you entered Along in Abuja? Oh my God! There are some of the Along. No, you cannot. You can't relate.
I do. No.
No, you cannot relate.
No,
You don't know if you relate.
There's stage in life. So I didn't just get here. So there's stage in life. The fact is that I have taken a cab from, not cab, let me use taxi, from Kubwa to town. And there had been a time that we took a cab from town to places like Zuba, Gwagwalada.
And you see
all
the
of
car doing as if it's going to off.
4 at the back, 2 at the front, and now the door of the car is, it looks like they're slamming it like a trailer door. Yet the fender of the car, when it's speeding too much, you see the fender hitting the breeze is slapping the fender and the fender is shaking. So we had all those experience, but the truth is that we can only keep encouraging them to enhance, we can encourage them to grow. How can we encourage them to grow? I talked about the painting hub. If it's a private public partnership deal, whereby every of your used car can be moved to a particular factory, and you have an option to take another car, having valued the car you drive, they upgrade your car to another one. Give it in few years time, Nigeria will change. Our mentality, our maintenance culture,
is very
our
poor.
reasoning will change.
I hope so.
We now see that there's a government, there's a private partnership that is saying every used car, 6 months, 7 months, 1 year, come through this station. We give you a particular car so long as it's in this category, and you drive again for another few months. Another segment says every Nigerian, bring in your cars, it will be painted. Once you find out your car is faded, after using for so months, or you just use and find out that it's faded, bring your car to this factory, we'll paint it for you, you pay on installments, you go. You're going to have a good time.
How many people will even keep to that, even if that happens?
I tell you, it is going to be doable.
How many people will keep to that?
People
Because
will
there
keep to
will
it.
definitely be some persons who will disappoint at the end of it. After you do it, you fix the car for them, they go and
the money.
They, of course, they might not pay. They might not come back to pay. So
why do we have
it
the
is
NIM, the BVN thing of a bank
It is-
thing? We all run through the bank, and with all of this, we are building the economy financially to whereby
Okay.
everybody has a single digit number whereby you can easily track everybody's account on a one dial. So you cannot be
Okay.
existing without having to make money.
But you are existing using the car to make money, and you don't maintain the car, and then you allow that sound,
pile up.
the maintenance sound that is being given you to pile up until it deteriorates,
If
and then it
there's a
stops
de-
you.
If there's a designated
There was a case where the car got somewhere in a right level and totally just stopped. Like we
Okay.
had to come out and join another taxi.
Good.
And all of us were on demand. Like, this did not just happen. Definitely, you've been having this sign before now. Why don't you go and fix it?
We are in creating more jobs for some segment in the country. You know, as the country is growing, ideas are coming up. Now, if you have some segment in the economy system whereby their own job is to deal with cars that spoils on the road,
Yes.
all you just need is put a call through. They'll fix the car and they'll find a way to get the money from you later. You think the economy will not grow? You think everybody will not want to fix their car at the right time? If there's another segment that once your car is faded, put a call through or take the car there, you think people will not queue to that?
Okay,
It
let's see how
it
we grow
looks-
to
it
that
looks like
extent,
saying,
to that stage.
It looks like saying our wolf, as we like our wolf plenty. But it's really going to transform the economy.
Definitely.
People will no longer be trying to hold money to get things done. There are places they can get things done free.
Then pay.
And it's not
at
free,
ease.
but you will pay later.
Yeah, at your convenient time.
That's how economy grow, because people can easily just get things done freely. And at their convenience, money are deducted. That is how economy works. You don't have to. If you don't have money, how do you want to fix the car? If you've used the passenger's money to buy fuel in that car, what do you want to do? Will you kill
That's the
yourself
thing.
to pay them? You didn't plan that the car will stop on the road. So deal with the unfortunate thing that happened. Is to tell you, sorry, madam. And if you are vexed and rushing to anywhere you're going, you go your way and find another cab. And those that do not have money bear the brunt of waiting forever. and they
Definitely,
might
that's
not
how it
still get the cab
happens.
fixed.
All right, people, at this point, you have 1 minute to give us your final take on maintenance and, of course, also the best practice on how to keep your car in good order.
Mechanic, don't show us papers for this country. More also, even the car sellers. But the point is, let's try as one body, the mechanic, the buyer, the seller, to collectively see how best cars you're selling are being maintained properly, car you're buying or you bought are being maintained properly, and those mechanics taking care of our cars or those workshops willing to help repair or fix our cars or manage our car to manage them well. We beg you, so that we can all live in a peaceful country and be one citizen.
Thank you so much, Mr. Odidi Oluwaseun, for coming through for us on the Top Gear segment every Tuesday on Eagles. God bless you. And thanks for we have one call beeping. Let me see if we can take it. We don't have much time before we step out. Hello.
Hello, yes, this is Prince.
Okay.
I just love what I'm hearing about this program. I'm talking about Mr. Odidi Oluwaseun.
Okay.
I'm a kind serious. I overheard what you say. I am into very good. Yes, I am. And you know, what I try to represent. Is there a way I can get to contact so that we can do something maybe after the end of the program?
I'm with you. Go ahead.
Yes, I mean, is there a way I can get to meet Mr. Oluwaseun?
No problem. Just follow him on social media. What's your name on social media?
Still my name, Oluwaseun Odidi. or she can actually still share the number 070 if you can be fast enough to get it. 070 679 45150. I take it again. 070 679 45150. Thank you.
679.
We are not calling it again. If he dare again, he's going to pay us for this.
I was trying to.
If he dares again, Pristine, join us every Tuesday. You will sure enjoy this
you
program.
check it. You see it through their webpage. You go to Eagles FM. I'll drop it on the chat section. I'll just drop the chat.
For how much? If I see your number. Anyways, Pristine, thank you so much for being part of the show today. I see that you are interested on this topic, but don't forget that we do this every Tuesday 4 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. And of course, we are wrapping up the Top Gear segment. This is where we talk about cars. This segment is where we discuss about car maintenance, car purchase, how to go about your cars, who to call when you have issues with your car, where to go when you have issues with your car. So if you are interested in joining us, do that every Tuesday. Also, still on this segment, are you a car dealer, or are you a spare parts car dealer, or are you a car engine oil seller? Are you a plug seller? Anything that concerns car, windscreen to the tires, to the wheels, to the discs, everything that concerns cars. If you are a dealer on any of this, know that we can help you sell your market on this segment right here on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. All you need to do is go to our website, link with us www.eaglesfm.com, or go follow us on all social media handles, talking about Instagram, X, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Eagles FM Abuja. Drop us a message, a chat right there. We'll respond to you ASAP, or send your number to the studio WhatsApp number. Just say, I want to do adverts. Write what you sell and just tag it to your message. Send it to 090, I beg your pardon, 09097054450, and we will take it up from there for you. Thank you so much for being part of the show. We love you. And of course, don't forget that after this, Benedicta Henshaw will be back to the studio to continue with the traffic rush and every other program. And after that one, don't forget our Miliki is around the corner. And of course, finally, our daddy of the building, Kidigba Assembly, will be right here for your listening pleasure. Don't go nowhere. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in right here with us. Follow me on Facebook, Rachel Aben. Every other social media handles, Holy Ray is my name. He says he's
Odidi Oluwaseun. Thank you very much.
Odidi Oluwaseun on Facebook, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you so much for coming. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your evenings.